Thank you, Chair. I had difficulty hearing with glitches. Also, I greet honorable members in the House. Let me start by adding my voice to congratulate the MK student movement for doing so well in the SRC elections in the TUT in Tshwane. Honorable members, extortion is a symptom of a larger socioeconomic problem. We won't be able to address this scourge if we do not go to the root causes. The phenomenon is a byproduct of the exclusionary economic system based on institutionalized criminality and often systematic violence. The South African economic structure is racist, anti-Black, and violent. The small extortionists are emulating the large-scale extortionists, as we have seen the banks that colluded against the rand. The anti-human character of this social and economic order manifests itself in moments of crisis. The Ramaphosa administration, or Honorable Ramaphosa's administration, has pushed the poor further into marginalization through exclusion and deepening poverty. The South African statistics says 55% of the population lives in poverty. That is 30 million people. This has caused social anomie. Poverty leads to the breakdown of all bonds that ties communities together. Poverty dehumanizes. The solution is much more involved than just policing. To end the scourge, we must address the root causes, which are social and economic. No one is born a criminal. Society creates criminals. The MK party, under the leadership of President Zuma, supports a parliamentary investigation into the grave threat to our society, the escalating crime of extortion, which is crippling our communities, particularly in the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal. The MK party believes that this issue is not just a matter of criminality, but a political and economic threat that undermines the very fabric of our society. Let's look at some facts. According to the recent statistics from the South African police, extortion has surged dramatically in these provinces. The Western Cape alone recording 46% increase in the cases in the last 3 years. Business, large and small, are being forced to pay protection money to criminal syndicates. The Eastern Cape has also seen a disturbing rise in the extortion-related violence. In 2023, over 500 cases were reported. The so-called construction mafia is a small replica of the massive construction mafia that kills people through substandard buildings, or the big construction companies which colluded in the building of stadia for the FIFA World Cup. They have not accounted yet. In KwaZulu-Natal has not been spared from the wave of extortion. The MK party under President Zuma has always fought for economic liberation for the majority. And we see this extortion crisis as a byproduct of the economic apartheid and continued oppression of our people. These criminal syndicates are part of the broader system of exploitation that keeps Black-owned businesses in particular from thriving. They are parasites operating in a larger parasitic environment. Honorable Speaker, the MK party believes that a comprehensive parliamentary investigation is urgent and needed to do one, uncover the extent of these extortion networks, two, examine the failure of law enforcement agencies, 3, develop a national strategy to combat extortion. 4, extortion is an economic and social cancer that must be cut at its roots. It is not enough to simply condemn it. We must take decisive action. The parliamentary investigation process will be the first step to restoring the rule of law in these affected communities. The MK Party supports the motion and to comprehensively investigate the causes and impact of this protection fee phenomenon. Honorable Chair, it is very strange that parties that claim to fight against corruption
your time has unfortunately now expired.